My dear brothers, I'm here again today just to congratulate our brothers Shino and Telster, who on Sunday will make their first profession. I am really happy for them, even though I feel a little bit unhappy because I won't be there with them, with all of you, for this great celebration. At the same time, I'm a little bit sad because I was hoping that there should have arrived the permission for Praveen and Rajan to start their novitiate. But unfortunately, the lack of some documents and the, okay, I suppose that the good desires of our superiors who want to have everything ready as they consider don't allow us to celebrate on the first on the same occasion this beautiful event that will be the beginning of their novitiate. However, there is a thought that has come to my mind during these days and say it is from Latin that speaks about de jure and de facto. De jure is according to the rules, according to the law. De facto is the things that really happen. And these united to one occasion that in the 30s, Madre Esperanza told our sisters when they were not yet officially considered sisters, and sisters were saying, Mother, why do we have to be so strict and live in that? If we are not yet sisters, they are not considering us sisters. And she answered, it doesn't matter because it is not that we have to consider ourselves sisters because the bishop no, considers us sisters, but in front of Jesus we have to be what he wants us to be. So I would like to apply this to our brothers Praveen and Rajan because it's truly, perhaps legally, they won't start novitiate on the same day that our brothers Shino and Thuster will make their profession. But de facto, I would like them to consider that de facto they can and they shall. There will be the moment when legally will start, but they shall start living as novices and working as novices. No, as novices. And for this, I would like to, for one side, to finish with the novices that will become religious on Sunday, and the postulants who, from this moment onwards, they have to consider themselves novices. Just reminding what Article 230 of the Constitution say. You know, if Shinon Telster remember when we started Novishade, the first thing we did, or I did with them, and with the others, was to read Article 230 of the Constitutions. So I want, with today's talk, to end and to begin, to close and to open. I believe it is truly, truly important. And so I will insist on Praveen and Rajan that they read, especially from the Constitution's Articles 228, 229, 230, and 231 during this period till I will start sending some messages especially for them. But all these things are not only for them, for all of us, because what I am telling you is what Madre Esperanza, our mother, tells us for us as sons of merciful love. So, before talking about the Article 230, I would like just to quote a letter that I translated a couple of weeks ago and I have sent. So you should have it there. It's a letter that Madre Esperanza wrote to the Sisters of Community of Rome. you have the translation, I will quote some parts of these letters that I believe they are important. Also, to understand what she will write in the letter of that it is quoted in the Constitutions, a letter she wrote in 1968. This letter was written on the 27th of March 1961. It seems that Father Elio, who was a former superior general for a period, had made a retreat or some talks to the Sisters of Community of Rome, and Mother Esperanza writes to the community and expresses the, I see with great satisfaction that the good Jesus, using Father Elio, so she considers that what they understood it comes from Jesus, but the instrument was Father Elio. I would love also to become an instrument, but I am really a bad instrument. Has made known to you the value of the writings and counsels that were at your disposal for a long time without having taken great fruit out of them for not realizing their content. And this can be also good for every one of us. We have a lot of writings of Mother Esperanza. We read this and that, and at times we may not realize really the content. So this should make us very careful and just put us in front of the writings with this desire of searching what Jesus tells. Also, Mother Esperanza will say this is I am not inventing anything. And so she goes on telling, I see that almost, not all, but almost almost you have noticed that these writings can be of great help to walk on the way to perfection, to which you have been called. We cannot forget that our call to religious life is a call to follow Jesus along the way of perfection as Jesus did. So she says, this is the only thing we should aspire to. This is the only thing we should aspire to. Not aspire to doing this or do that or to aspire to this perfection. And we know that the perfection is the perfection of love. The perfection of love. This is what in the Article 230, quoting this letter that Madre Esperanza wrote on the 5th of October 1968, and we find in El Pan 20, circular letters, numbers 886 till 872. Madre Esperanza says, and I quote from the Constitutions, unfortunately, I don't have the translation of the Constitutions in English. I have the Spanish. And so I have translated, I think is correct meaning, but she tells fathers, because she's writing to the fathers later, the fathers should also tell sisters or communicate with the sisters, say, my sons, be always faithful and try to be as the Lord has wanted you. This is not only for Praveen and Rajan, who will start their novitiate someday, and de facto, I want them to start tomorrow, de facto. De jure, no. It will be some other day, but de facto, in their commitment, in their desire, that's, and also for Shino and Tester, who will start their religious life, and for all of us religious sons of merciful love, that at times after profession, at times we put a little bit aside because we have to do plenty of things, and we forget that the most important thing is trying to be as the Lord has wanted us. Be always faithful and try to be as the Lord has wanted you. And she adds, never be ashamed of being faithful. and united to the rules, norms, and advice that should regulate your life. I should be a little bit ashamed because if Praveen and Rajan are not yet starting their novitiate, is also, I suppose, because of my fault that they didn't gather all the documents that the Secretary General or the Council were demanding. But anyway, never be ashamed of being faithful and be united to the rules of our life, to the norms. And Madre Esperanza stresses, you will find in the writings, circular letters, notes of this your mother, how to understand and live the religious life of the Sons of Merciful Love. Certainly, we can read everything. We will find the documents of the church that are really important. Certainly, we have to find the gospel, because the gospel is the golden rule and the most important thing that we have. But the gospel, the documents of church, theological studies about religious life, and everything good. But never forget that in the writings, circular letters, notes of this your mother, you will find how to understand and live the religious life of the Sons of Merciful Love. Because we have to be Sons of Merciful Love. No Jesuits or Colorations or whatever, that they have their call, their way, what the Lord wanted for them. But we have to try to be as the Lord has wanted us. And at times it's not easy, because at times we get lost on the way, and perhaps we don't search and we don't try as we should try how to live the union with Jesus, how to live the holy vows, how to live community life, because this is what the Lord has shown you through this your mother. eh? Even though she was saying, even though this poor mother of yours is what it is, but the Lord has wanted through her to give you. So, together with the other things that are also necessary, and together a reading, intelligent reading, I would say, intelligent reading, a reading in spirit of faith, looking at what the Lord wants to tell us, trying to understand what there is to remove, because already with the time has gone, and the gold which is there. However, I want to go back to the letter of 1961, because at times, and it happens to me at times, we think that knowing, when I know, everything is done. Once I know, I will do. And it is not true. At times we know things, but we don't practice or don't do that. So in that letter of 1961 that she writes to our sisters in the community of Rome, she said, however, after the telling, no, this is what the thing we have to aspire is holiness, that how the Lord has shown us. However, do not believe that with this discovery you will be able to run easily along the way of your sanctification. For we all know that the path of perfection is very arduous, and it demands energetic and constant efforts to go ahead. We know how many times we know the good things and we don't do. You remember St. Paul saying, poor me, who will free me from this poor body, that I do the evil that I don't want, and I don't do the good that I want. How many times we experience that? No? So, Madre Esperanza goes, I suppose you do not ignore that you only can advance easily in the love of our God at the cost of sacrifices. I would say, just to put an example that we understand, if we want to be a perfect athlete, we have to practice, to train. We have to work hard. Eh? Not one of those champions that we admire on the different kinds of sports or even science. They became that by sitting and watching TV, or by using they have to spend hours and hours training, practicing, and making sacrifices, meaning and renouncing to things that could be, but they would not help. So we should also, with intelligence, understand what does it mean for me today to make a sacrifice. That also I like to use this word sacrifice like something sacrum facere, making something sacred, and that is always united with love. If things are not made out of love, with the desire of being united to the Lord, we are not doing sacrifices, even though we are hung on a cross. You know, Jesus on the cross saves us, but near him there were two people, and only the cross of Christ saved us. Why? Because of the love that moved the good Jesus. eh? You know, Madre Esperanza also telling there is no job unimportant, or no, no. Everything, even the smallest things, are important if they are made out of love, and we should never forget that. Even the smallest thing that we do out of love can become a sacrifice, can become an offering, can become also a training, deny myself everything that my humanity demands. And I should ask also if what the Lord demands from me. What my religious option is asking me to do to please the good Jesus. So I will finish with this letter. Say, as perfection is a long lasting work, we cannot become perfect or saints in a week or in a month. Not even a full life will be enough. The life of the saints tell us how they felt. The more they were close to God, the more they understood how distant they were. So she says, I asks good Jesus' help so that you never deny him anything of what he asks of you. So this is also what I want to wish you. Now I want to offer him this, me being here so far away from you in a very rainy day and cold. What can we do? And I also, meanwhile, I pray for you all with all my heart. I pray and ask you to pray for me so that I also may be faithful to the Lord, which is not easy, I understand, because in myself also I find the inconsistencies in front of the great love that the Lord has for us. I wish you all, especially Chino and Telstra, that begin their religious life on Sunday with their profession, and Praveen and Rajan, that not officially but de facto will start this training preparation for religious life. When there will be the permission, we will start officially and de jure. But from now onwards, de facto, they have to feel themselves as they had started. Because remembering that thing that Mother Esperanza used to say to the sisters when they were not yet approved, we have to be approved first of the Lord. So we have to put our heart in what we do and trying to do our best, and the Lord will do We will pray also for our superiors that they, the Lord, touch their hearts, so give them the beginning of the novitiate as soon as good Jesus may like. All the best and all my love for you, my beloved brothers. Bye.